Ladies and gentlemen, I have finally reached the milestone of 30,000 followers on Twitch. Very, very cool. Very cool. So to celebrate this, I am going to be doing a Q&A, and I've asked you, beautiful people, to fill out a form. Now, we've had like over 130 responses, and I've deleted a few because some of them have been a little weird. So we're down to 117 responses that I'm going to go through. Whether or not it takes me the whole stream today, I will get through them. Double up questions, I'll just skip. You know, we don't need double up questions. I know some of them are in here, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I would like to transport you, everyone. I would like to transport you to my theater. All right? Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the theater. I'm going to be answering some questions. Now, if you did put your Twitch username, which was completely optional, I will also thank you at the end of the question. So let's start it off. Starting off with one of the questions that a lot of people have been asking. What's one thing you like about living with Sasha? It's a good question, really. What's one thing I like living with Sasha? One thing... This is a hard one, actually. Can I skip any questions? I'm just kidding. I think we get up to a lot of really goofy stuff together. Like, really goofy stuff. And there's lots of times where we almost pee ourselves laughing. So I think that living with someone that you're extremely close with and get along, like, despite the fact that you live in each other's space 24/7, I think is really nice. So that's definitely one thing that I like about living with Sasha. Can we see unit? No! What is the best... Wait, what is the best / your favorite thing you've gotten to do because of your platform? Camilla, thank you so much for the 5 months. This was by Sammy. Thank you so much for the question, by the way. Good question. One of my favorite things that I've ever gotten to do... I mean, there are so many things. I've been able to travel the world and do all that sort of stuff. But before any of this really took off, I partnered up with James, and we actually got to go and surprise a quadriplegic who was really into gaming and had to actually sell his PC in order to pay for bills because his mother didn't work because she had to take care of him. And we actually, like, partnering up with Intel, we brought him a brand new PC, like, top of the line. It was so cool. It's still the video is still available on James's channel, I'm pretty sure. It was really, really, really just one of the coolest experiences to be able to see someone who was really hitting hard times and be able to bring something to them that brought them a lot of happiness. And I gotta say, dude, Kieran, honestly, better gamer than me. 100%. It was so cool to see how he handled gaming. Like, he played, I think it was like Tomb Raider on the PC better than I ever did. And it was really just really interesting to see all of that. And I think that, I mean, he made our days, and I'm sure that we made his. So that was just a really special moment that I'll never forget. Really cool. So there you go. All right. Does pineapple belong on pizza? This was by Leslie. Leslie, does pineapple belong on pizza? Of course it does. I think anything belongs on pizza. As long as you're not serving it to me, you know, you could put Vegemite on a pizza. I don't mind. You do you. All right? As long as you're not selling it to me, I am buying it, okay? Also, I'll say pineapple does belong on pizza, mainly because as a child, I used to have Hawaiian pizza, which involved ham and pineapple, and I loved it, all right? So get over yourselves. It's just a fruit. Anyway, when did you meet Vixella? Oh, someone said, sorry, I don't have one. Oh, well, if you're watching this on the YouTube, because I think this is maybe from the YouTube, when did you meet Vixella? Good question. Maybe people who answered this from the YouTube side of things hasn't heard the story. Sasha and I were a big fan of a particular streamer, Moon, and we were watching a lot of his GTA live streams. They were very funny. Very funny. I think they consumed a lot of my life when he was doing that role play stuff. It was so entertaining. And I saw Vixela's name on there, and I'd seen it before when James and her were like, it's the race to 1 million subs. And I was like, wow, Moon's not like a very family-friendly, someone that I think a simmer would watch. So it was just funny. And then we sort of started talking to each other through that. And then we met at E3 last year. That's when we first physically met. So yeah, that's the story. We met through Twitch. Pretty cool. Will you be doing more videos with Vixela? This is by Claire Faye. Hopefully I said that right. Faye? But Claire, I don't know. I would love to. I enjoy doing videos with Vixela. I enjoy streaming with her. I think that we've been endeavoring to stream more together. I think that that's something that we've really, really enjoyed to do. So maybe not as many like standalone videos, but more like kind of doing stuff on Twitch. So yeah. What is your favorite or strangest Texas Southern food you've had? Ooh, that's a good question. My favorite Southern food? I gotta say Buc-ee's brisket burger is probably the best thing that I've had. Seriously. It's so goddamn good. Every time I finish that burger, I want to turn the car around and go back and get another. They've got a really, really lovely brisket burger. All right. A basic question. Have you played any game where you enjoyed the storyline or the game in general where you would play again and again? I think Zelda is that one, and this is by Win-Win Baby. Thank you for the question, by the way. I think Zelda's one of those ones where I feel like I could play over and over, but that's only because there's like a lot to do in that game in terms of speed running and all that. I really, really enjoy playing Until Dawn, and I try to endeavor to play that once a year, if not once every couple of years, because it is so much fun. And speaking of Until Dawn, there's actually a new game in that sort of lineup that is coming out on the 30th of October, so maybe a special Halloween stream. We'll see. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It's really tough for me because I get bored really easily in games. But I think any game that requires you to go against yourself, kind of like how Fall Guys was, I think that was very good. But I just kept losing, so I got disheartened and didn't want to play anymore. Yeah. How did you become boyfriend and girlfriend with Vixela? Well, we went to Disneyland and I asked her to be my girlfriend, and she said yes. There you go. Very easy one. Next question. Have I tried any Asian cuisine? I'm from Australia. Of course I've had Asian cuisine. What's my favorite Asian cuisine? The thing is, I feel like there is no right answer here because all Asian cuisine is just fucking phenomenal. Just so good. I don't know why. I feel like as an Australian, I think about what we what we do. It's like, oh, okay, we have a barbecue, and that's probably like that's all we're known for. But you have like pad thai, you have like sushi, you have all sorts of really, really lovely meals. Like some Vietnamese food I absolutely adore. It's just I'm a huge foodie and I pretty much love everything. So I would say that what foods do I like the most? Dumplings. I love dumplings. Dumplings, rice dishes. I love ramen. I mean, I could just the list is just endless. I gotta say, if you're hankering for some food, always get some Asian food. You're not gonna go wrong. Really good. All right, next question. Will you be permanently staying in the US? I think a lot of people have asked this question. Will I be permanently staying in the US, or Sasha and I go back to long distance? Definitely not the plan to go back to long distance. Whether or not I'm permanently here is a different story altogether because I need to figure out what I'm doing. But I definitely plan to be with Sasha the majority of the year, every year. So I think that that's kind of the plan. COVID has kind of messed things up in knowing what to do. I do miss my family a lot, so I don't know. We'll have to see how things go. But right now, I think the way things are with Sasha and I think things are good. So, yeah, that's that question. Wait, do you remember where you come from? I'm confused about this question. If so, how do you plan to give back towards the streaming community, especially with up and coming new streamers? Advice, I guess. I think one of the hardest things, I'm assuming that a lot of people are interested in streaming and want to stream and do YouTube and all this sort of stuff. Because from this side, when you see like there's a lot of people, I've got 117 responses. A lot of people are interacting with me. The chat's active. I have never had a dead chat, like a completely like just streaming by myself. I've never had that because I started a YouTube channel before. So there's parts of me that like can give some advice, but at the same time, I've never been at that stage. Like if you want streamers who do give like really good advice, Ludwig's one of them. Small Ant is also a really good example. Small Ant is a streamer who plays games wrong. That's his sort of thing. Nintendo games specifically. And he like streamed for 2 years straight with like 4 viewers max. And now he's got a massive community and he creates really, really good videos on YouTube and also very entertaining streams too. So like in terms of giving back to the streaming community, it's really hard because what can we do? Because like I like to think of it this way. If I was shouted out with PewDiePie, right? Sure, I would get a little bit of a gain, right? But I have to back up why he's shouting me out. I have to have the content. I have to have the consistency. I have to have all these things, right? Before people are going to latch on and enjoy my content. Because if PewDiePie shouts me out and I've done one video in a year, or I don't have any content, like, how do they know that they're going to enjoy my stuff? So one thing that I would absolutely implore you to do if you're an up-and-coming streamer or endeavoring to do YouTube, try to hit TikTok. TikTok has got like some of the best discoverability ever. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Like one of my freaking TikToks has 1.5 million views. I had 500 followers when I posted that. All right. On TikTok. So I think that that's really important. And also just being consistent. Like you don't need to do every day when you start out. Just try and like do one video like a week. Try and do like a couple of streams for a couple of hours a week. Don't try and go the full I'm like a full-time streamer mindset because that's not really going to work. And there's a lot of people like Harris Heller who give really good advices, like gives great advice in starting up a channel and what are the good things to do and all that. I still don't see myself as highly successful in this space. I still have a long way to go. And it's just one of those things that I'm starting to trying to figure out things. Even the people on the top don't even know what to do, right? It's all an algorithm and it's done by AI and you just gotta, it's just work. And that's the thing. It's just, you gotta work at it. And that's something that I fail to do a lot. All right. Hopefully that was a good question. The next one says, how are you? I'm good, thanks. Doing well, apart from not getting a graphics card. How come your internet name is Zeus? I think I've described this a lot. It was just my Xbox Live gamer tag, and I spent, I'm not kidding you, like 2 years trying to figure out a name that would go well on YouTube. And at the end of the day, I like Zeus. Zeus is great. Critic Zeus is just my full gamer tag name, and then, I just prefer being called Zeus. That's all. All right. Next question. If I had to choose between Uno and your favorite game on your PC, which one would you choose? This is by Amira. I do love Uno. Uno's great. Brings me a lot of joy. I think I would prefer Uno. Not I think. I know I would prefer Uno. There you go. Hopefully that answers your question. One of my favorite games to play on stream is by Kendall. Favorite games to play on stream are ones where I guess you guys can interact a little bit more. I think they're pretty good. I'm trying to think of some favorite games that I've streamed. Among Us is really good, but for me. So this is the thing, right? I really like chat's interaction. That's what I really love about Twitch. Oh, God. My cables. Oh, God. Oh, no. Yeah, so my... Yeah, Among Us is very me-based, right? It's me and the people I'm playing with, right? It's not about what I'm necessarily doing alongside the chat. And I like the chat to be a little bit interactive with what I'm doing. I know I haven't done polls in a little while, but I like doing polls every now and again. I don't know. I just like to see what's out there, I guess, too. I really love horror games. Horror games on Twitch, really fun to do. Just a shame that there's not too many of them. Like good ones. When did you start streaming on Twitch, and when did you realize you wanted to do this as a career? By Emily Loves Sushi. Good question. Actually, really good question. I started streaming back in like 2015, I'm pretty sure. I think 2015. And I think that I've always wanted to end up in the entertainment industry, whether it was like acting or doing this sort of thing. I really, 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 really wanted to be an actor when I was a kid, and even straight out of like high school, I wanted to, come to America and do all that sort of stuff. I've American citizenship, it would work really well for me. But when YouTube came out, I kind of like really got enveloped in all of that sort of stuff, and it was like an easier way to be like a creator of stupid shit. There you go. And I love video games. I've always loved video games, so it was kind of like a mesh between the two. So yeah. Also, I'll add, no one's asked this question, but if I don't intend on pursuing acting at all, mainly because it sounds like a piece of shit. It sounds really fucking hard. I have a friend she's extremely good at theater, and that's what she went to university for, and absolutely, she is so talented as an actress, absolutely talented, and she finds it hard to find work, and I think that sucks, and I think that I really hope things go really well for her, because she definitely deserves all the success, because she's very good. How is everything? We've had that question. Do I miss anything in particular about Australia? Yeah, feeling safe. Thank you, 208 King of the Ring. 2008. Sorry, 2008. So I want to reiterate. I just want to touch on that for a second. I think Australia, there's a sense of comfort in living in Australia, because it's I can go down to the fucking $2 shop here and buy a gun, and that scares me. That really scares me. And I think that there's been a showcase of really dumb people in the last year, I think a lot of people have kind of outed themselves as having a low IQ. They don't really think of themselves, Well, actually, no, they just think of themselves. They don't think of anyone else. And I think people are outing themselves as being these sheep of Facebook groups and all this sort of stuff. And I honestly think that America used to be this really amazing place for people to come, and it was the land of your hopes and dreams. But now a lot of Americans don't want to live here, and that is true. I hope it changes. I hope things progress in the future. I really do. I don't ever think that we should have any violence. I wish there wasn't. But life's not a utopia. So I definitely miss that about Australia, and also the really good coffee. I miss that too. If I got a barista machine, like a proper one, they're super expensive. That's why I haven't got one yet. But I think if I got that, I think that part would disappear. But yeah, it sucks. But there's, my girlfriend's here and all that sort of stuff. So there's trade-offs. I definitely feel safer in Sasha's community more than the greater US, I guess. All right. How do I feel after 30K? Do I feel pressured, or are you excited to do more fun things? I don't think I think like a follow account is a follow account, right? It's pretty cool. Like, hey, there's 30,000 people who have decided to follow the channel. Great. One thing that I'm more conscious of is the view account. Because really, at the end of the day, I could have 900,000 people following my channel. And if 100 people are watching me, that's not very indicative that I'm a great content creator. I think that not so much that, it's more like people don't want to watch, the follow account doesn't really matter, if that makes sense. So I think I'm more focused on bringing more people in and doing more fun things and bringing people and getting them to stick around and enjoy the content, if that makes sense. And of course, I feel pressured. I feel pressured when there are more viewers than normal, but that's not indicative of whether or not I want to pursue doing fun things, if that makes sense. I try to make fun things so more people can come and enjoy. So it's kind of like I'm doing something to produce that. Hopefully I explained that well. I probably didn't, but yeah. But there you go, Taddy. Hopefully that answered. On the front page, I will say this: the first time I was ever on front page, I got really nervous. Second, like when I went on this time, nope. I know that those views are not indicative of the people watching, if that makes sense. All right, next question. What's my favorite thing about chat? Asks Jacktastrophe. Good thing. Good question. What's my favorite thing about chat? I think chat has a really good humor. I think that's something like a lot of you bring to life memes about me. I can't drive well. Which is so amazing. Hard to answer. I think it's good. And I think having a Twitch channel can be highly successful because of their Twitch chat. It's not a meme. It's the truth. Okay. All right. Thanks for that, Jack. I appreciate it. All right. Do I plan on moving in with Sasha when her house is being built? Yeah. Like we'll just move places. Yeah, pretty much. What's my favorite dog breed? Miniature Schnauzer. My mom has a miniature Schnauzer right now named Lucy. And as much as I love Huskies now, like because of Sasha, because of Una, I guess, I just, Una sheds so goddamn much. And Lucy is also this big. And she's so cute. And when she tries to attack me, it's like so adorable. So I love miniature Schnauzers. They're my favorite. I also grew up, like, have my first ever dog back in 1999. We got our first dog, and she was a miniature Schnauzer, and my mom's got a miniature Schnauzer now. So I've been, like, most of my life I've been surrounded by a miniature Schnauzer. So that's why I like them. Of course, I miss Lucy. My mom always FaceTimes me with Lucy, so it's the closest I can get. What's my favorite thing about being a Twitch streamer and why? So this is 2 questions. What is your favorite thing about being a Twitch streamer and why? And if you could have any other job, what would it be? So let's also answer the first one. My favorite thing about streaming is... That's a good question. I think that it's an easier way for me to bring to life my dumb ideas. And also, it's actually pretty fun. It's actually a lot of fun. Now, I think that I guess I'll answer another question here as well. I think the drawback of this is that it's extremely creatively demanding and it's extremely volatile. So you could be having a really good week, you could be having a really good month, and then for no reason, you have no idea, and then the next month is just so much worse, and then that has a lot of effect on you. But there's a lot of my career on Twitch that has really brought to life a lot of really good things, like knowing certain people, interacting with people. Like I would never have been a part of the Minecraft Championships. I wouldn't have done a lot of things. And I think that that's why I really, really love being a Twitch streamer. Just the access to playing with people and making new friends. Especially this month, it's kind of been my goal to do that, and I think I've done a good job. And it's just a nice sort of like reassurance for me that what I'm doing is right as well. If I could have any other job, what would it be? There was actually a really good part in the Apple conference, and it was like they went into this lab and it had like all these integrated systems, right? And I think that that's where I would have wanted to go. I really wanted to be, it was called the architect for electronic devices. So creating the circuitry and all that sort of stuff and around about there. I think that that was my goal when I was studying electrical engineering. But yeah, there you go. American Jedi Warrior. If you could live anywhere in the world with Sasha and Una, where would you live? Australia? But that's because my family's there. I think that that's why. All right. What's the hardest part of streaming? I kind of just answered that. I think that it's extremely creatively demanding. Also, I want to reiterate, not reiterate, but I want to bring up a very important fact. Twitch has like zero Twitch doesn't have any way for me to speak English better, and I have to do that on my own, and I suck at it. So that's the hardest part of streaming. Words, English words. There you go. No, but seriously, I think the hardest part of streaming is just that is being discovered, and also it's extremely creatively demanding, especially when you're trying to be discovered. Like, yeah, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to be discovered because you play Fortnite for 5 hours a week. So, yeah. How do I feel about olives? Asks Rustic. Hate him. Olive oil, on the other hand, love it. What's my favorite thing about my job? I would say my favorite thing about my job is also my least favorite thing about my job, which is that it is all on me, right? It's my job, right? I'm the boss. I'm the captain now. That's probably my about my job right now, which is obviously YouTube, Twitch, and just being a content creator in general. It's really hard. Like sometimes I can spend like a full day, like 13 hours editing, and then on some days I won't even feel like I want to edit, and that sucks. I just got to get into a better routine. Is Sasha funnier than Zeuz? No, I think we're pretty much equal, but I gotta say, Sasha is extremely funny, very, very funny, and you know how I know I'm extremely funny too, because I make her laugh all the time. My favorite thing about you and Sasha, cuddles. Thoughts on James dating Deli? Good question. It's good. As long as they're both happy, I'm happy. You know? And I just got... James is my best friend. Okay? James is my best friend first. Okay? So he's the one who's more important to me. Sorry, Deli. I don't know if you're watching this, but James is the most important one to me. So, you know, if things go to shit, I'm on James's side. You know? That's what I got to do. He's my bro. What's my proudest accomplishment? This question was submitted by Sky. Good question, Sky. My proudest accomplishment. I think I've said this before. I think gaining partnership. I'll answer this in a two-part question, all right? What's my proudest accomplishment surrounding my job right now, and probably my overall proudest accomplishment outside of what I've done to do with my job right now, right? I think getting partnership was really, 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 really cool, and something that I'll give a little bit of a precursor to it as well. I used to stream on a community channel called 64 Bytes, and I asked for a raise because they were paying us like $50 a stream, despite the fact that we were doing massive like $10,000 like deals for Twitch. Like that's what we were doing, and they would give us only like that. It was like $50 a stream, and we streamed for like 4 hours or something. It was just they would give us food. I asked for a raise. they countered with a contract that was like $75, and they said that I had to provide my own food, which would mean that I would have to be there.
Zeuz, can you play Among Us, W Vixel?
All right, chicken strips. Read the room, my friend. Read the room. But thanks for the sub. I think that so we'll I feel like I was taken advantage of a lot in that sense. We weren't paid for a very long time, and we were only probably paid for about a 6-month period. Then they fired our friend, and realistically, that was the reason why we're there. So at the end of the day, they offered me a $5 pay increase, and we left, right? And that was the end of it. And then something that really, really helped me start to pursue Twitch on more of a serious base was the fact that channel died right after James and I left. It died. It's still up, but I think they streamed for 2 or 3 months after we left, and it just was getting 5 viewers and not a lot. And I feel like that was really indicative of not only my worth to them, I was obviously a lot more important than they thought, and also that I actually meant something to a streaming community. So I obviously went and pursued Twitch to get partner, and that took me a few months of really grinding it out. But I think it sounds a little bit sadistic and am I proud? I got partnership because, we left and a channel failed without us and all this sort of stuff. But I think that the two coincided in making my partnership on Twitch that much sweeter, if that makes sense, because I thought I would never succeed without being on that channel, and they made it seem like that I wouldn't, because they're like, you'll get more viewers on your channel. Absolutely bullshit. All right.
We're all proud of you, less than 3.
Aw, Isabel, thank you so much for the 15 months. I appreciate it. Also, chicken strips. I do want to play Among Us eventually, but I'm doing my Q&A. Read the title. You like the word indicative. It is a good word, though. I don't know. I'm trying to be an English major here for some reason. I actually did anything in English. I like maths. Maths is fun. All right. Next question. Dog or a cat person? And they said no to their Twitch username. I mean, you didn't have to answer it. I'm definitely a dog person, 100%. I'm allergic to cats. So I will always say I don't like cats because I'm allergic to them. Some of them I'm not, and I've had very good experiences with cats in the past. But I just don't. I just love dogs. Dogs are just so nice. Just so loving. In your expert opinion, what is the next big thing for the gaming industry? What type of digital games would you like to develop / play in the next 3 to 5 years on which platforms? I'm just curious. Wow. Lavina, what a question. What an insane question. Really making me look forward in life. Actually, this is an amazing question. This is really, really good. I like any question that makes me think a little bit. So what's the next big thing for the gaming industry? I don't know. And that is a perfectly acceptable answer. And I'll tell you why. Literally, the things that have blown up, especially in the last 2 months, have been really weird. Fall Guys absolutely cascaded on Twitch, and just everyone was playing it. Everyone was playing it so much their servers crashed. And it's an indie game. Absolutely insane. And I love that. And also, 2 years after its release, Among Us has blown up. Their servers can't handle the amount of people. And these are really basic games that don't have a lot to do with, the graphics is just amazing and all this sort of stuff. I think at the end of the day, I think they've been very good in their timing. They have been cooperative games or games you can play with your friends during this time, whilst we're in quarantine and all this sort of stuff, right? Whilst we're trying to stay inside as much as we possibly can. We want to connect with people in a normal setting. And video games has been a huge, huge thing for that, which is been so good. Really, really good. I think games, there's a lot of good that are in games. Like, a lot of people condemn games for their violent nature and all this sort of stuff, but, not everyone plays Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of problem solving and all this sort of stuff in it. So I think games are really good. And the more people that get to playing them, the more it brings people into the community, which is good. And I like it. So yeah, I think that I can't tell what the next big thing in the gaming industry is, in terms of like if there's going to be a Fortnite or a Minecraft-esque type thing. But I think that multiplayer games always do really, really well. And at the end of the day, that's been shown. Fall Guys Among Us. So I think I wish that the single player games was really got really pushed up there, but I don't think that will ever happen. What type of games would you like to develop / play? Stupid games. I like stupid games. I really, really like games that are silly and aren't too serious. But at the same time, I do like... I think I should say this as on stream, it's really hard to play a game that's really, really serious, because everyone has their different takes on it and all this sort of stuff. So in order to maximize the entertainment, I guess, I think focusing on games which can be manipulated and broken and doing dumb stuff on is much more the road I want to go down. Like, Surgeon Simulator, there's dumb things you can do in that. Minecraft, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do that are just so silly. But yeah, I think that that's something that I would definitely go down on a streaming platform, like playing a lot. And then in terms of my own enjoyment, I love like RPGs. I love like Sekiro. I just played Ghost of Tsushima. I really like all those types of games. Now, I got to say, like, those Dark Souls-esque games actually work really well on Twitch, so I'll always endeavor to play those, but I also play them off stream too. So anything that has, like, a really, really in-depth story, I'm probably more likely to play off stream now, just because the way that I want to run my Twitch and YouTube is not so much in that favor. But if I can finish it in like 20 hours or something, I'll definitely play it on stream. It's just those like 100+ hour games are the ones that I get a little bit monka-s about, or the 40-hour games, So like I'm saying that I'm not... I just lost my train of thought because I read something in chat. But yeah, I think that as long as it makes sense for me to stream it, I can get it done within a week. I'm probably happy to do that. I did miss out on a previous question. What did I say? What's my proudest accomplishment? Oh, yeah. So that was my Twitch. Okay. I forgot my proudest accomplishment. That was my proudest accomplishment. What's my proudest accomplishment? Oh, actually, my proudest accomplishment outside of like the Twitch world, I think would be my snowboard instructor career. I went over to the US when I was 18, 2 weeks after I finished my last exam in high school. I went over to the US. I knew no one. Absolutely knew no one. I was in uncharted territory. I had to make new friends, and I had to get a job. And my job was pretty much secured anyway because of the program that I went into. But I think that was just it was so different to what everyone else was doing, and I think that that's something that I'm extremely proud of, that I did that, and I learned a lot from it. Yeah, I went away for 6 months, and I had to pay for my own accommodation. I had to do all this sort of stuff, so it was kind of like this really, really amazing accomplishment that seems a little trivial, but I wasn't even in the country that I was living in, so I think that that's something that, and weirdly enough, I was in the popular group Which is really weird to me. We always had the house parties. But I think that I'll always look on those moments as really, really highly. I think that it was a very interesting time in my life. All right. Okay. So I finished that question. Good. Millie asked, what's the best part about being a YouTuber and a streamer? Working for myself. I already said this one, but yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know this, but like, what's the relationship status of you and Sasha? And this person, they didn't write a Twitch username, but if you don't know the relationship status of Sasha and I'll let you make up your mind. I haven't gone back to living in Australia since November of 2019. There you go. Make up your own mind. What is it? How did you and Sasha meet? Yeah, I've already said this one. How did you meet Sasha and James? Okay, I'll talk about James, I guess. Thanks for the question, Captain Kate. Because I think a lot of people don't really know much about how I met James. Or I guess maybe they don't. James and I went to the same school. We literally met in 2003. There's actually a photo of us in the same class next to each other in 2003. Yeah. So he's like one of my oldest friends that I'm still friends with. I think there's 3 people. There's Alex, Geordie, and James. They're my 3 oldest friends. What is an accomplishment you are proud of that no one knows about? I actually went swimming with great white sharks. I am very proud of that. Miss Alita, thank you so much for the 4 months. I really appreciate that. I don't have long blonde hair. It wasn't me. If anyone was taught in 2012, 2013 in North Star, it could have been me. We know that story, but that's, I don't know. Like, how many people? I don't know. I did it off the coast of South Africa. True story. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. If you were proud of an accomplishment, you wouldn't tell people. So yeah, I don't know. That's getting in the water with those things are kind of scary. So yeah. Some people didn't know that story, so I don't talk about it a lot. Sleep. Blue bats forever. Sleep. If you could insert yourself into any video game on any platform, what would it be and why? Joplin. Good question. I think like a fantasy world would be really, really cool. Like World of Warcraft would be interesting. Just because you'd be able to like level up and become stronger, and you've got like a whole bunch of different classes that you can go into and do your own things. I think that'd be interesting. Other than that, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'd go with WoW, like something that's level based, or I guess Kingdom Hearts. I would say Zelda, but I know for a fact that I'd probably be some random NPC running a shop. I wouldn't be Link, so I'd just be trying to assist Link in his journey. So yeah. All right, what's my favorite? Wait, there wasn't anything else to that one, did I? No. All right, what's my go-to favorite snack? Oh, at the moment, ding dongs. It's really bad for me, but there's some of the ding dongs I've had recently, like I think the dude on the machine was like really, or the woman on the machine was really just having a good day, because they were just, the filling was just, there was so much in it. It was so good. Empress Eliza with the 4 months. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Do I miss living in Australia? No, I don't miss living in Australia. I'll say here, I don't miss living in Australia because where I was living, there wasn't a lot of space. And after being in an apartment for like 3 years, trying to work alongside, my coworker, James, I think that I started to really miss my space. So I think that that's what has helped being in America. But I miss other things in Australia, which I've said before already, which is like my family and stuff. What was my first impression when going to Texas with Sasha? It was different, really different. Everything works. Everything's like cookie cutter the same. I got to say, everything, I feel like the Americans are like I feel like they're millennials, right? They just don't want to do the work. So they're like, all right, let's just make everything the same. Like all the houses, the same. All the shopping centers literally look the same. Yeah, I think that a lot of things just everything's really big. There's a lot there. But I think everything just feels identical. I could get really lost here. What is my favorite color? Purple. Thanks, Sponge. And if I could live anywhere, where would it be? I think Australia. If I had to choose somewhere else other than the US and Australia, I think I'd like Canada. Everyone says Canada is a really nice place, so it's quite beautiful. If you weren't a streamer, what would you be doing? Let me rephrase this question, Momo. Let me rephrase it because we've had this question before. If I had to stop being a streamer and try to pursue something else, I think voice acting. I think I still want to try that. That's something that I've learned or wanted to do for a long time. I just don't know where to start, and I should just try and do that. I think by the end of the year, I want to try and like have a resume in voice acting. I think that that's what I want to try and do, but I think that's good. What made you want to start streaming? Good question. I think I liked the fact that you could just play video games and just hang out. I think the first time I ever streamed was with Genie, and we played Destiny, the first Destiny. I think that was good. I think that's what really I started, and it was a lot of fun. And then like doing things with other people, like obviously it progressed from there, but that's probably what made me start doing it from on top of doing YouTube stuff. Thank you very much, Piper Dini, for the comment, for the submission. How long have Sasha and I been together? Good question. I don't know. Over a year and a bit, almost a year and a half. A year and 3 months. There you go. I figured it out. Okay, another question from Tati. From 5 to 175, how hot do you think you are? I don't know. What's the temperature? I'm pretty cool right now, so maybe like maybe a 15, maybe a 20. What's your best memory of your childhood? Italy. Definitely Italy. Italy was probably one of the easiest times of my life. Out of 175 blue bats forever. Might have to change your name if you're a Sapphire Simmer now. All right, so yeah, I think Italy was an absolute blessing of an experience. I was able to, I don't want to like flex on anyone, but I was able to travel to like Egypt, Africa. I got to go to France, Spain, Switzerland, Belgium, like all these places. And I think that I was extremely fortunate, and I think that I look back on that and I'm very fond of it. Very, very fond of it. So yeah, thank you to whoever asked that question. That's a good one. Yeah. I think I have a lot of really good memories as a child. Really good memories. Like even like just having friends over and all that sort of stuff. I think that's what happens as well. Like when you get older, when you think back to your childhood, you kind of like think about the really good things and not so much the bad things that happen, like you going and like to camp or something. Would I ever consider playing The Walking Dead? Oh, we don't have a YouTube subscriber here. Olivia, I have already played every single one of them, and they should be on my YouTube channel. So there you go. Go watch them all. I was much younger, and maybe my take on things were not so great. Actually, I don't know. Wait, maybe I did them on Twitch. Wait, didn't I do them on Twitch recently? Like in the last couple of years? Maybe look at my Twitch collections as well. Might be there too. When making a PB&J sandwich, do you put peanut butter or jelly first? I put peanut butter on the left piece, and I put jelly on the right piece. And then I put them together. I am a genius. I know. Who puts peanut butter on, or like jelly on, and then peanut butter, like over the top? Like, what are you doing? That's like putting like shoe, sock, not sock, shoe, or sock, shoe. Anyway. Jardwana with the next question. If you could play any game drunk, which would you choose? Mario Kart. I think that'd be fun. What is the craziest, most daring thing you've ever done? I think it's a tie between moving to the US when I was 18 or actually, I think my skateboarding days, I used to just literally jump off whatever I wanted. I just wouldn't break. It was weird. I literally would like jump like double my height, nay, triple my height off things, and I would just bounce back and be fine. I don't know. I think that was probably like my skating, like my early skating days were probably my craziest. But I think the most daring thing was probably, moving overseas with no one but myself. I was the first yeeter. Yep. Hopefully that answers your question, Alaskan Daisy. Appreciate it. Sid the Science Kid asks, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? I had this flavor yesterday. It is butter pecan from, what is it called? Baskin and Robbins. Had that last night, I've got to say. That shit slaps. It's so good. It's so good. It's like butterscotch. I swear it's butterscotch sauce that they've like wrapped into it. It's like candied pecans. And it's just so nice. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Will you be playing Overcooked with Vixel again? Maybe. I don't plan on it. What came first, the egg or the hen? The egg. It says, asked Mathilda. Butter pecan? I think it was butter pecan, right? Yeah. If you didn't pursue streaming and YouTube, what profession would you have gone into? Somewhere around electrical engineering. Amanda, thanks for the question. Is it sad not being able to go home right now? Yes, 100%. Libington, 100%. Can you see yourself relocating to the US for good with the pandemic and James likely moving to Melbourne? I guess it would make me wonder. Otherwise, would Sasha be open to relocating to Australia? Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't see why I couldn't relocate to the US. It's definitely something that I would, as long as Sasha and I are in good standings, I don't see why it wouldn't be a possibility in the future. And also, I think Sasha has said that she would, if it wasn't for Una, she wouldn't be too disposed. She wouldn't be. No, she would move to Australia. I think she wouldn't mind. She really enjoyed it when I was there, mind you. My parents kind of spoiled her a little bit. We did go to fine dining a lot, but it's beautiful. I really like Australia. Do you plan on living with Sasha once you can travel, or do I plan? I don't plan on like moving back permanently to Sydney, if that makes sense. Is a cookie a dessert? Nope, it's a snack. But I will say this: if you put the cookie underneath some ice cream, or vice versa, if you put some ice cream on top of a cookie, I think it becomes a dessert. I think a cookie by itself isn't a dessert. Is the bromance still alive with Samaj? James and I talk. He got a 3080, which I'm really jealous of. We just don't talk as much. It's kind of really, really difficult because just our timings don't line up. But we talk a lot. We talk when we can. Is Vixella a better roommate? Well, she loves me and buys me things and gives me hugs and kisses. So I would say that Vixella is better in that regard. Well, did you drink water today? Yes. If so, what flavors are your favorite? Wait, what flavors are... Wait, water? Just plain? All right. Tarty. That's a bit weird. No, I live with my girlfriend. What is your favorite child? We've already said this. When you started your YouTube channel, did you tell your immediate family? I think that's what it was. Did you tell your immediate family about it, or did you wait until you had subscribers? I think that I waited. I don't really remember. I think they just thought I was just doing random stuff. I don't know. It wasn't that big of a deal to my parents. Realistically, it's just creating videos. And I used to create videos on my like camcorder and all that sort of stuff. So look, it's been in my genes for a long time to do that sort of stuff. So why did I start YouTube? To entertain. I really like making people laugh. It's just been who I am for my whole life. I've always endeavored to make people laugh. And that's my goal. That's what I try to do. Just wondering, where do you get your creative ideas from the fantastic houses you create for Vixel to fix up? Sweet Pea Sour asked this question. I literally don't look at anything. I literally don't. It's just all off the top of my head. I don't think I saw a question like this, but if you're ever wondering how I come up with creative ideas for streaming, bath really helps. A really hot bath. I come up with some really dumb ideas in the bath. This has been in his room too long. What is he doing? Oh, he's just making videos. Yeah, my parents have always been extremely supportive in whatever I wanted to do. I've been extremely lucky in that sense. So yeah. Any big regrets in regards to streaming and or how you establish yourself? And do you think you could beat me in a game of Uno? Now, Ace, I would actually totally be down to verse you in a game of Uno, but I don't know where we can do that. But also, this is a really good question. Any big regrets? My work ethic. 100% my work ethic. I think my work ethic and my commitment, I think that I favor entertainment, I guess, if that makes sense. I favor the easy things rather than the hard things. And it's really hard, like sitting down and editing a 2-hour video into a 15-minute video. It is so hard. It's really, really hard. And I think that I would be much further in my career if I just sat down and I actually fucking did some work. And it's really hard. I gotta say, like, COVID has really like fucked with my mood. Like today I was thinking, like, I used to wake up at like 6:45 a.m. every morning for school. And I never had any issues and I did all that. And I was like thinking, why am I now hitting the snooze button? And I just think it's like maybe a little bit of depression, all this sort of stuff, and just feeling like, it's just very easy right now to fall into that a little bit. So trying to get myself better this way. So, but yeah, I think that 100% if I worked harder, I think I would be a lot further in my career. Yeah. And I don't feel like I'm alone in what's happening and all this sort of stuff. It's just tough. It's tough. We'll get there, though. Which content creators... Oh, this one's from Sarah. Which content creators or streamers would you want to collaborate with and why? I've actually been thinking about this. So I think one of the coolest things about Among Us has been really made me think about who I have access to in terms of collabing with. And I think that I have a lot of friends in different areas. I really wanted to try and collab with some of the Australian people, but they don't respond to me anymore. So I think that I would be more inclined to stream with more of like the Minecraft group, like from the MCC people, like those people, because I have Scott as like a reference, I guess, at least. So if I was like contacting them, I could do stuff. But I also have access to like all the simmers. And I really want to... Here's a little bit of an insight to something that I want to do. But I want to bring... I think H-Bomb, who's like a big Minecrafter, he wanted to coach people before the MCC of the new one. And I kind of want to see if we can do a stream around that or something where he tries to coach me. And maybe it can turn into a video or something. And I also wanted to try and do something around like a quiz about The Sims with some simmers. I think I wanted to do something and collab with more people and expand my horizons. I think that sounds really exciting to me. So yeah, I think that's good. But H-Bomb followed me on Twitter yesterday, so I think I think I can sort of figure something out there. If he is down, and obviously it's up to him. But yeah, I would love to do that sort of stuff, and I think collaborating with content creators is really good. I've been an avid viewer and supporter of Ludwig for many months now, and I came up with an idea ages ago where before, like, I think when COVID was like sort of ramping down a bit, I was like, I really wanted to do a cook-off with him because he likes cooking, and I thought it'd be really funny for Jacques to go against him in a cook-off. And Ludwig also speaks French. So I thought that would be really funny. But I don't know Ludwig, and Ludwig doesn't know me. So, I feel like it's really, really hard, but I thought that would be a really fun idea. Like a really, really fun idea. But yeah, that's kind of my ideas. Not if they ever came to fruition, that'd be really cool. But I don't think that they will. I started watching Ludwig because of you. I recommend him. I recommend Moon. I recommend Clint Stevens. He finally has started streaming a lot more. There are some really, really talented content creators on this platform, and I definitely think Ludwig is one of the top. And there's a reason why he's, a year ago he had like 500 viewers, and now he averages over 15,000. There's a reason for it. He's very good at what he does. So yeah, I definitely recommend. Pursue your ideas, ask Ludwig. Yeah, but the thing is, that idea is like for down the road anyway. It's not like I'm going to get on a flight and go to LA and record or do a stream with him. Maybe one day. Do you wish people knew you for who you are on social media and not known as James's friend or Vixel's boyfriend? I don't think a lot of people call me James's friend or Vixel's boyfriend. I kind of memed it out a little bit a while back when a lot of people were just saying that as a joke. I always think that everyone likes being recognized for the accomplishments they have made, not the friendships they have, if that makes sense. So if I was friends with James Charles, I wouldn't be one to know as James Charles's friend, I think that, yeah, sure. I would like to have, I think a goal of mine is to have my own growth, if that makes sense. I think a lot of my growth has been because of James and Vixella. So I'm really trying to do that and push for that. So yeah. Trying to imagine a James Charles collab stream. I don't know. That man, I mean, did you see his new house? Looks fucking cool. I'd be down to do. I think James Charles. I have a lot of props for him. He's done an amazing job, like really, really good. Like to be able to work at that kind of level at his age is just phenomenal. And I am not a fan of his content, but I really am in awe of what he's done. 100%. And that happens with a lot of people. I don't really like a lot of content creators, but I definitely respect them. If you could only do one of them and live on it, would you do streams or YouTube videos? And why? What is the best? This is a good question, Millicent. If I could only do either YouTube or Twitch, I think Twitch. Okay, so I'll just talk about why I didn't choose what I like about YouTube and then why I didn't choose it. YouTube is really good in terms of its creation, and you have a lot of say in what people see. So it's much more an edited version of you.
How has it been 6 months?
Because time flies when you're having fun. Thanks so much for the 6 months, Andrew Con. I really appreciate it. But YouTube, I think, is really good in being able to create content and then later release it. I think that's something that's really handy. Rather, Twitch is in the now. So if I fucked up like I did earlier today, I can't edit that out. I've just got to stop stream and delete, right? So I think that's always really, really hard in terms of and also pre-recording is always easier on YouTube and all this sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, I really like live content. I really like entertaining live and getting that feedback always. So I think that that's something that will always be YouTube, right? In my heart as a creator on this platform. But yeah, I think Twitch's chat is one of the best parts about it. And also I can, like, if I feel like I don't want to do too much work, I can just sit and play a game. Like, some days are really easy on Twitch, but some days are really, really hard. Like, I feel like there are more extremes. But yeah. What is the best legume? I like beans, like just regular beans. They're pretty good. Or a peanut, one of the two. I like peanuts. I like peanut butter. There you go. Most embarrassing thing you've done in front of Sasha? Asks Spike. I don't know. I danced. I don't know. You know what? I've never really been embarrassed in front of Sasha. Not washed his hands. Okay, shush. Yeah, I've never felt embarrassed. I broke the farting barrier really early in our relationship, so that was fine. Yeah, I've never really felt embarrassed. And I think that that's one of the, like, what I really appreciate, Sasha. You know, our relationship has really, really, really good chemistry because of how comfortable we are and also how fucking funny both of us are. So it's, like, pretty hard to not enjoy yourself in this relationship. So, yeah. How is Frank? And then the Twitch username is Kappa. This is either... Wait, who the fuck says Frank all the time? I don't know if this is Sarah or Chip. I'm going to go with Chip. Frank's good, to be frank. The most important question of all, what color do you have on your toothbrush? It is green at the moment. Great question. How many times have you fallen into the toilet bowl? What was this a meme around? I've forgotten. This was, I said I'd fallen into a toilet bowl or something. I can't remember. I think I was doing it was through my stupid Twitter days. Okay, quick question. How do you break the fart barrier? You just fart. It's not that hard. The longer in a relationship you are in and you haven't farted, the harder it is. I was late one day. Oh, so I said I fell into the toilet bowl. Smart. Oh, Tay Lindsay love. Did you ever think that you would pretty much be living in Texas with a beautiful Texan girlfriend? Also miss you and happy to see you tomorrow. It will be 50 months of being subbed. Wow. Is it actually? Holy crap. Well, thank you for the support, Tay. I don't know. No, I didn't think that. No, I didn't. I didn't know what was going to happen, really. You know, there was the coffee girl saga. There was the pizza girl saga. You know, it just ended up like just working out. So, yeah. Don't fight on the first date. Like, also, Tay asked, what do you like most about Texas?
The past few months have been difficult, but watching you steam has made it better. Thank you for all the great content.
Corgi, do you like watching me steam my clothes on stream? Oh, that's so cool. Thank you so much for the 4 months and supporting the stream. Happy to be a place of entertainment during these times. Would you and Sasha ever start a podcast? I was thinking of starting a podcast, but I don't know. Maybe. What do you like most about Texas? What do I like most about Texas? I think I gotta say, I just wish I could go to the grocery store more often. Dude, it's like going to a wonderland, right? You go into the grocery store and it's got everything. It's got everything. You know, and it's kind of like it's got cakes, it's got meats, it's got like everything you can think of to create a lovely dish. And I just hate that I don't have a car and that I just can't go. Like Sasha's so bewildered at how I view the grocery store. I just want to go and just search and go around everything. It's huge. It's massive. It's like a freaking department store, but just for food. It's great. We go to Kroger. It's good. Where do you see your channels, YouTube, Twitch, etc. in a few years? Good question. I think I think that my Twitch will be my main source of where my content comes from, and then it will just be like spread out over like YouTube, like Twitter and Instagram and all that sort of stuff. I think that that's where I see my channels. Hopefully keeping on growing. I don't know. What's the deciding factor for you moving to with Sasha and not the other way around? Yuna, literally it. But yeah, I just hope that I grow and continue to grow and build up the community. I think a slow build of a community is better than an immediate growth of a community, because an immediate growth can get overwhelming. And I think the way, it's been a slow grind, but I mean, eventually things will be really, really good. So yeah, I think if I went from now to like 1,000 viewers or like 5,000, 10,000 viewers, I don't think that anything would change either. So not saying that I'll ever get to those types of viewers. I'm fingers crossed 1,000, but like anything over 1,000 is kind of like, damn. What do you like most about your job? I think we've answered this one a lot. Who's your favorite sub? If it ain't Chip, I don't want to hear it. It's everyone who subscribes. They're my favorite subs. What is your dream job? This. What is a dream date for you? Wait, I kind of want to go back onto that. All right. I really love my job. But fuck, it's hard sometimes. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that. It's hard. And the more, like, I think that a lot of this job, this dream job, anything that requires you to be self-employed relies heavily on your work ethic. If you have a bad work ethic, the chances of it succeeding are so low. And the thing is, I do like my job a lot, and I don't think I want to do anything else in terms of like, I don't want to be like a McDonald's fry cooker. Like, I don't want to be that or anything, or I don't want to like a big corporate job. But it's just so hard. And sometimes I've thought about going back to like a regular job, because I'm better when I'm managed versus when I'm just by myself. So, but yeah, there you go. I've said that a lot, and I think it's just how I feel right now. Question: what is a dream date for you? I know, nice, just a nice. I think like if I went on a date with Sasha now, just going out for dinner in a really nice like restaurant would be good. I think that that's really lovely. And then obviously getting dessert somewhere. I think that's probably that. It's just, I like to keep it simple. First dates are always a bit strange, because you want to do something that you can do together. Carnivals are really good for first dates if you're looking for a first date. Not right now, obviously. But doing things where you can create a memory is a really good idea. Don't go watch a movie. It's kind of like everyone goes on a movie on a first date, and it's like you spend like 2 of your hours watching a movie together, like, and you don't talk. It is kind of weird. So try to do something a bit different if you're looking to try and date someone. I don't know. Well, I mean, if I just locked out. Look, I'm just gonna be honest. What's my favorite food at the moment? Good question. I think I've been really liking Panda Express. Disney World is a good first date. 100%. Disney World, Disneyland, all really good places. You create memories there. But that's a $200 investment in a date. So just think about that one first. Right? You can do a lot on a date that's pretty much free. You can. I remember someone said baking is a really good one. Bake with your friends, especially if you're a little younger too. Like going over to your interested party's place, and like even if you're like in high school or something, I think that that's a really good way to get to know someone. Baking is fun, and at the end of the day, you get to eat tasty food. And if it fails, and it's funny, and you have a memory. So yeah. What is the most awkward question someone ever asked you? This question. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a really awkward question. I feel like that's not good for us because we're control freaks. Are you kidding me? We've baked together and it's fine. It's because we've been dating over a year. I'm critical of you. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the most awkward question is that anyone has asked me, and I can't really think of one. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't like weird sexual questions from people I don't know. So if you ask anything in that nature towards me and you're in my chat, I don't like that. I think it's weird. How are you doing? How are you holding up with 2020 so far? Hopefully that answers your question. Would you rather let your parents access your browsing history or your boss? I don't care. I don't do anything illicit on my browsing history. Has anyone not... I feel like people haven't heard of like incognito mode. I think that I wouldn't mind either of them. I'd preferably a boss. I don't know. I feel like my parents going through my history is weird. Why bake when you can go to Disney and get churros? Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, have you ever had like a weird like? I can't remember what I did. I even searched like when like medical related stuff on incognito. Just because I'm like, I don't want that in my search history. Like on my Google search history. Just like, what happens when my tummy feels really hurt? You know? Chip asks, how can I become a cool kid? Stop trying so hard. My friend said that once when I was a youngin', about the age of 13, my friend said to me, You're at your funniest when you're not trying to be funny. So I try to do that. Are you achieving your dreams? No, I'm holding myself back because I can't work. There you go. Yeah, that is actually a true answer. I actually feel like I am holding myself back because of my work ethic. Pepe hands. Is streaming something you want to continue doing forever? Probably not. I don't see me doing it forever. But it could, like, I'm hoping that streaming will lead to something that will be the next job that I have or something else. And whether or not it's like I just like continue to do stuff on Twitch, but it's something different, sure, that's cool. I don't mind that. But thanks for the question, Becky. I appreciate it. Wait, are there any kids in the chat? I don't want to ask this question if there's any kids in the chat. There's some older streamers and all that sort of stuff. No. Well, if there are kids, I would say close their ears for this question. Well, I mean, someone might be watching. You know, I don't know. So I'm just asking, how old were you when you stopped believing in Santa? I'll give you the answer. I haven't stopped believing in Santa because my mom said if I ever stop believing in Santa, I won't get presents from him. So I still believe in Santa. I did say something. I was gonna delete this question, but let's just say at some random point in the year, at some random point, not around the 25th, I was like looking at my I think it was like my Nintendo 64 was taken, and I was looking for where my parents hid it, and there was some like really weird things in the closet, and then they ended up being a present. So from not my parents. All right, so why is there an L in salmon? I don't know. I don't even know how to speak English. How different is living in America to Australia? Hugely different. Hugely different. America is about self-gratification as fast as you can. Like just getting, it's like all about dopamine release. Getting food as fast as you can. Just having everything accessible to you at all times. I think that's what, yeah, we love convenience. That's the Americans' way, you know? And I used to have to walk 20 minutes total to get a coffee, right? Like, I kind of miss doing that. I kind of miss walking around doing that sort of stuff. Sasha told me, no, Zeus, you can't walk around, you idiot. This is America. You don't walk around. This is Texas. Our price for our gallon of petrol is cheaper than 1 liter in Australia, and there's a reason for that. Because we all drive. So I think that I don't like. And that's hugely different. I think I think America relies heavily on your own transportation rather than anything else. Sasha can drive, we just don't have a car. Plain or fun socks, and why? Fun socks. Are you kidding me? Fun socks always. But thanks, Amy. You always like plain socks just make me feel sad inside. Fun socks, there's like little burgers on them. Cool. If you had to pick a video game world to live in, I think we did this one. But thanks, Rose Colored Flowers, for asking a question. I appreciate it. What is your favorite memory with Dr. Gluon, James, Deli, and Sasha? 1 memory per person, if possible. I'm not going to do 1 memory. All right, I'll do Gluon, James, and Deli in 1, and then Sasha. Sasha can have 1, right? My favorite memory with all of them, 100% Disneyland. I think that I will always cherish that Disneyland trip with Dr. Gluon at the helm, taking us all around. Deli wasn't really there, but I think that was a really, 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 really fun time. And then I will never, ever, ever, ever forget my journey to Disney World, to NASA. I think one of my favorite things to do is go on adventures with Sasha. So I don't think there's only 1 memory that I can pinpoint with Sasha that has been my favorite, because there's been so many. So yeah, I think that we do adventuring very well. But thanks for the question, Riceball93. Just wondering how you're really doing with staying that far away from your family. Hope you're okay. Yeah, all good. I keep in contact with my parents. Probably, I have like my days where I contact them a lot, and then I just have my days where I just refuse. Well, I forget to respond to them. Yeah, I miss my parents, but at the end of the day, I just would prefer to be safe. I'll see them eventually. They're all good. Next question. Is cereal soup? No, it is cereal. What's the most annoying thing about chat? The washing the hands thing. Do you miss Australia? Yeah, okay, we've answered this question. Pineapple and Pete, so we've answered that question. Toilet paper over or under? Over. Anyone that puts toilet paper like under, like it goes underneath, you're a psychopath. You're a psychopath. What are my 10 favorite things about Sasha? Her hair, her teeth, her smile, her lips, her eyes. Her eyes, her chin, her cheeks, her laugh, the way she looks at me, and her dog. There you go. That's 10 things. There you go. 10 things. Kendall's just ask a question pretty much about the Texas Australia moving thing. Oh, what is your last meal food, or what meal would you pick if you couldn't eat anything else? Oh, good question. Last meal food. Ooh, that's a good one. Man, Popeye's chicken sandwich is pretty damn good. I don't know. I just Sasha laugh really loudly. What's your? I don't know. I would probably, you know what? Dumplings. Yeah, that would be my last meal. I could also eat that any day of the week. I love like Chinese food or even Japanese. Man, it's so good. Now I'm hungry. Thanks, chat. Dalton, thank you for the for the question. I appreciate it. Jazzy J with the question: would you ever shave your beard for Twitch? I've thought about doing it as a punishment for something. So yeah, maybe eventually. But Sasha said that she would dump me if I ever shaved it off. So, would you rather know exactly when you die or how? Neither. I don't want to know. That's just kind of. What's the scariest dream you've ever had? I think when I was 4, I had a reoccurring nightmare about a vampire, and it still scares me. But yeah, I think that's it. I've actually had 2 dreams that were really close to each other where I actually like died in my dream, and that was really weird. That was really, you know how usually you wake up before? Like I didn't. It was weird. Like really weird. They're the kind of things that I've but that hasn't happened in a very long time. What's the weirdest thought you've ever had? The weirdest thought. I don't know how to answer this question. What's the weirdest thought I've had? Is what came first, the chicken or the hen? I don't know. What made up world would you incorporate? Well, what made up word, not world, sorry, would you incorporate into the English language if you could? Ooh. Joanna asked this question. I don't know. Boppity boopity. Yeah, but I like boppity boopity. It's such a fun word to say. Boppity boopity. And it could be like a greeting. Boppity boopity. Boppity boopity. Boppity boopity. Acting. Do I like classic rock? I suck at titles. Classic. I suck at genres. I don't know what classic rock bands there are. Oh, yeah, I love... Yeah. You can't go wrong with AC/DC, Pink Floyd, The Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, Eagles, The Who, Black Sabbath, Guns N' Roses, Deep Purple, Leonard Skinner. All of them. The Beach Boys, Queen, U2, before they shoved all their songs on our devices. Of course I do. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean... My dad just played like sort of like 80s style music for a very long time in my life. Like we used to listen to Queen a lot. Oh, Jazzy J, back with another question. If you had to have a normal job, what would it be? Yeah, I've answered this question. I think either voice acting or just doing like something in electrical engineering field, integrated systems or something. Back in the day, did you play the game Purple Place? I'm going to have to look this up and it's going to be bad. Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait. No, I didn't. No. Looks weird. But thanks, Kendall. Is water wet? Yes. If you could change one thing about Sasha's house, what would it be? Literally, I actually have one thing that I would change, right? There'd be an Ethernet port in this room. That is the only one. That means that I'd have strong, dedicated internet line into my computer, which would be great. But apart from that, there's nothing much. I'll say this. When it comes to house stuff, I'm not that fussy. But yeah, that is the 117 questions that I had for the Q&A. It only took me an hour and a half. PogChamp. Thank you so much to everyone. I know not everyone put their like username in the form. If you did put a question, I really appreciate you taking out the time out of your day to do that. Thank you so much. I'll take a couple of questions from chat. I'll spend 5 minutes doing that because I'm sure people want to do that. If you have another question right now, just quickly ask me. I've started a 5-minute timer. Mine were amazing. Sure. Put one in. And gotta have someone come in. What do I think of your art? Oh, wait, is it available? Oh. Wait, I'll show chat. I think it's great. How do you feel about the new Minecraft Championship name? I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so good. Sapphire Simmers, we get our... own name. It is literally one of the biggest Minecraft tournaments, or like the amount of viewers that there's this huge dedicated community just around the Minecraft championships. It is so cool. So cool. I am so happy. Let's go. Coke or Pepsi? Coke. Are you hyped about anything after the Xbox PS launch events? Are you kidding me? Yes. PlayStation and Xbox. Anything. Yes. If you ever dyed your hair, what color would it be? Blonde. I want to see what I am like as a blonde. Would you like help editing? I would love help editing. If you have anything, if you have like a resume, I mean, the problem I have is that I don't know how much I can afford to pay an editor. That's the problem. I would. Would you ever do Amazing Race with Sasha or James? No. We would do terribly. Do you know another language besides English? I used to speak Italian fluently, and I know a bit of French. Have you heard about Final Fantasy 16? Yes, so cool. What game do you wish was more popular? I don't know. I don't think I have anything off the top. Actually, 7 Days to Die. I think that 7 Days to Die would be so cool if that was super popular, because I love playing it. And Sasha and I were watching like back one of my edited videos on YouTube. And it was hilarious. I really do. Cookie Glaze, just DM me if you've got something. My DMs on Twitter are open, so if it's business related, I'm happy to talk to you about it. What's my favorite superhero? Spider-Man or Iron Man. I know technically he's not a superhero, but yeah. Yeah, just DM me, Cookie Glaze. Yeah, I think Iron Man I have a lot of respect for because he's just highly intelligent, and then Spider-Man just has a cool thing. It's a cool ability. And he's also highly intelligent. I found the stream via 7 Days to Die. Cool. We'll try and do some more. I think it was so much fun. You and Sasha should play Monopoly on Xbox. Only James and I could do that because we are actually literally, we didn't cut each other's throats on that, which is weird. Oh, my code hasn't arrived. Favorite movie? Interstellar. That's an easy one. Favorite stand-up comedian? Ooh, favorite stand-up comedian. Reese Darby. What's a TV show you could watch over and over and over again? Avatar. Actually, both Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Avatar Korra. I think they're really good. What's my party trick? Not showing up. How often do you make home-cooked meals for dinner? I try to make as much as I possibly can. So I've taken the chicken out this time. Smile. Let's go. What show do you wish you could watch for the first time again? Dexter. Dexter was really good. Or any of the Avatars. They're really good. I'm not double-jointed, no. Favorite book / book series? I used to read Artemis Fowl. I really enjoyed that. I know it's a children's book. I haven't read since then. Lord of the Flies was really, really good. That's a book that I've read. And I think Where the Red Fern Grows. I think that was the first book ever to make me cry. Really, really good. Do you only have chicken or salmon for dinner? Correct, because that's all that Sasha likes. Have I watched Sailor Moon with Sasha? We watched a little bit. Do I like musicals? No. Harry Potter House. I think I'm Ravenclaw. Yeah, I think I'm Raven. Am I Ravenclaw? Or am I... What am I? Chat knows more than I do. Are you playing a game later? Yeah, I'm about to play a game. I don't know what game, but we'll play a game. All right, the timer has gone off. That is it. That is all the questions I have today. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in for the Q&A portion of the stream. Very, very cool. Extremely cool, to say the least. But now, let's go back to regular mode. But yeah, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the follows, the subs, the donations. The journey has been long and very, very fruitful. So I've absolutely appreciated every step of the way, no matter how hard it's been. But thank you so much for all the support. I really, really do appreciate it. Yeah, that's it for the Q&A. Maybe there'll be a new next one at like, I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Frosty Fly. All right, that's it for the Q&A portion. Thanks again, everyone, for your submissions. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube as well. That's always fun to do.
Yes.